Grand Rising, everyone. I hope you guys are okay and I hope everything is going as planned. This is Denzomos, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking embassy free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality and I talk about personal and self development. And if that's what resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share this video with your friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back. And I thank you for your love and support. Now, guys, remember that you have to be patient with me. Okay, I've got this African accent. It may not be the English. I may not be speaking like a British or an American person. Bear with me, okay? There's nothing I can do about it. That's just how the way I speak. It's a little bit fast. Sometimes you may miss out a little bit of words. So I would like to talk about the journey of spiritual evolution and growth. I want to share with you guys a short story. It's a very nice one, actually. So many years ago, in the early days of my journey, I started seeing these emails. Emails were showing up. I don't know even where they were coming from. And there was this guy, Croc Sather. These emails were teaching about growth, development, and this and this. So I didn't even understand in the initial stages what he was talking about. So I ignored the emails, another one came. I ignored the emails, another one came. They would just keep on coming. And I think I've mentioned this Croc Sather on my channel. Okay, that's the guy who ran across the United States on this spiritual journey. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to give this guy a chance. I want to know what he's talking about. So I clicked on one of the emails. So in that time, I was, of course, still struggling with finances. By that time, I hadn't yet figured everything out. I was still on my journey, trying to figure out a few pieces, add up everything together. And I saw this course. So Croc Sather, that's when I started to understand this guy, because I was like, why is the universe keeping on sending me these emails? And what does the universe want me to teach or want me to learn? What is the universe showing me? One of the things what will happen when God is showing you something, even if you ignore it, it will just keep on popping up until you actually get the message, because there is a message for you inside there. So I clicked on that email and it took me to another page, which was actually his own website. And in that website, there was a course. It was a self-development course. So I was like, okay, so what is this course about? And all the things were stated inside of that course. There were like, I think, maybe 5 or 6 chapters in that course. And he said that if you want to change your life, buy this course. Okay. Then I was like, are these one of those scams or stuff like that? So I was like, at the end of the day, when I clicked to buy the course, I think the course at the time was about maybe like $88, I think I could say. Now, I didn't necessarily have the money at the time, but I was like, what if this guy is trying to say something that is going to help me on my journey? So I somehow found the way to buy the course. Okay, I didn't have the resources, but I was able to find means to purchase that course. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the course that really changed my life. I had already started like doing videos, but I wasn't really sure if I still want to do this. I was a little bit in the middle. I bought this course. I very carefully listened to that course that entire evening, the next day as well, and the other day. I even saved it in my files. And that course now became my guide. So it was like teaching people how to get out of their comfort zone and start like doing something about their lives. Now, if you ask me in that time, did I have the resources? Not necessarily. I didn't really have the resources. But I think for me, this was like, I was like, I'm going to sacrifice this $88 and we see how it goes, okay? Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, that is the course that changed my life. I have never looked back since that time, okay? Why am I telling you this story is that sometimes your own personal growth and development may require you to make a very big move, okay? It may sometimes be a small one, but usually when you're talking about personal development, you're going to have to like kind of jump into the unknown, okay? You're going to have to start doing unknown things, doing very funny things. That's why people will call you funny, because people will be like, look at this guy, what is wrong with him? Why is it doing this or why is it saying that? They will never understand what you're doing. You are going to start challenging yourself to do something you have never done before. You might find yourself building a studio in your house. You might find yourself starting to purchase certain equipment. Maybe you want to do, for example, a certain business, and that business requires you to buy or to purchase a certain equipment that is necessary for that business. And it may sometimes be painful because you may not necessarily have the money, like I've said. You could be struggling. Maybe you don't even have a job, but you're like, okay, I really, really need this machine. I need this equipment. I need this camera. I need this. Me, in that time, all I needed was a phone back in the days. I just needed a phone. I had a phone back in the time, but it wasn't aware, it wasn't like the phones we're using at this time. It wasn't a really powerful phone, but I had some kind of a phone that I could start with, and that's what I started with. But anything that will come to your mind to purchase something, it could be a course, it could be a session. There are sometimes when I tell the person that, okay, the person may ask me that, um, how much are your sessions? I may tell them my price. And the person may be like, oh, why are you charging all that money for these sessions and everything? And people don't understand the magic that is behind those sessions. I may be having the answer, because the fact that you've reached out to me means that you know that I probably have got a very big answer to all your life questions. And it may just take you an investment of booking a session with me. And that's what it may pretty much take for you to be able to change your life forever. I have done videos, and these videos have changed people's lives even without booking sessions with me. So when I talk about a session and I give you a charge of my sessions, I'm pretty much very sure that I'm at a really fair price. Okay, when you talk about other life coaches and you see the charges of those sessions, you will not believe how much people are charging for those sessions. I'm still believing that I'm at a very fair price. Okay, I do not want to put out stuff there and it's going to be for free, because sometimes even free things, you can never be able to value something that will just pick out on the road, up on the roadside because it was free. You may never understand the value, but when you're able to invest that money into a really good session that you are going to learn something very important for your life, you will understand the value of those sessions when you actually pay for them. So, like I've said, you may be required to get a little bit uncomfortable. You may even sometimes not have the money. You might have to go and take some loans in the bank. Maybe you want to buy a machinery. You want to buy a new phone, for example. You may go and get a new phone for yourself, and sometimes you may not really have the resources that you need. When we're talking about this thing of spiritual development and growth, we are talking about something that you are creating that is going to usually bring you at a certain level of success. It is not overnight success. I've told you guys, these things don't happen overnight in 12 hours or 24 hours. These things take a lot of time and energy, but at the end of the day, when you have put the right investments in that item or craft, I can promise you there is results that you're going to see, because the universe sometimes likes people who have got a very stubborn heart. You are going to know that, okay, you don't have all the resources that you need, but you're going to put in the energy. You are going to get that money at every cost. You are going to buy that equipment. And sometimes that is all it takes for you to be able to take off. A lot of these guys you see doing big things, they started with small things, but at the initial stages, they have done a small investment. And it doesn't even necessarily mean that they have really had that money at the time, but they have actually taken some action towards their goals. So for the empaths out there who are on this journey of spiritual awakening, you're on this journey, you're trying to self-actualize and move to higher levels and everything. You have to know that the universe is going to request you to invest in yourself. Okay. If you do not have the investment, it's understandable. Don't even force it. Just wait until you can afford. But don't try to uh, keep yourself behind or try to make yourself stuck because you're afraid of making a certain investment. Self-growth and development also requires some sacrifice. Okay. So a lot of times when you're building empires, when you're building crafts, when you're building big things in your life, you will usually start with the small things. And usually the universe will keep on providing to you things along the journey. But there is normally an initial investment that you're going to do. It's like a business. You have this shop, of course. You're going to deal with the taxes. You're going to buy the machinery. You're going to deal with the workers. How are you going to pay the workers and all these things? Everything is going to be starting. It will start usually in bits, but eventually you're going to realize you are in the right step. So Take a move towards your own personal growth, ladies and gentlemen. Understand that it takes a lot of sacrifice. It will take a lot of energy, but for somehow you will be able to lift off. Okay. So be uncomfortable. Okay. Challenge yourself. Don't worry about the other details of where's the money going to come from? Where's the help going to come from? It's too uncomfortable. How can I leave my job and go and do this? Don't worry about the other details. It is going to be very uncomfortable. Ladies and gentlemen, you have no idea how I took off with this channel at the beginning. It was one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever done in my entire life. But I faced up with this challenge and I kept on growing with time. So let's know what you think about the video in the comment section below. You guys do know that I do love and appreciate the support. You can book a session with me if you want to. You may donate or support to my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys in my next one. Denzemo signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.